So I've just seen an update on the little Emile Soliel case from France. I don't know how new this update is. So I'm just going to show you some accuracies that I got way back. So the news is that they're saying his body was possibly kept in a freezer. When was this? Oh, it's for today. Okay, so the update was posted today. So his body was kept in a freezer, likely stored in a sterile freezer-like condition before being found. And his remains were moved. So if you remember way back, they were saying he was probably wandered off and his body was, attacked by wild animals. Now, I never believed that, but and the update is that his body didn't decompose in the clothes he was found in, and his remains were moved. But a local found them in the forest. It's believed his remains were moved just before the officials discovered them. He also said investigations on Emile's skull found he suffered violent facial trauma. That's something else. Third party, Emile Soliel's remains were moved just before they were found. Apparently his grandparents were arrested again. His remains were moved just before officials... Yeah, we've had that. Clothes and bones discovered were transported and deposited shortly before their discovery. They're now looking into a potential third party. Now, remember that when we get to my cards. Poor little kid. The body did not remain in the same place during the decomposition process. They have been looking into if Emile was possibly murdered. Now, remember that word. Oops, sorry. And who may be responsible for his death. Emile's grandparents, Philippe and Anne Vedovini, were quizzed by cops for 17 hours. The Vedovinis were arrested in dawn raids along with two of their adult children identified as Emile's aunt and uncle. But apparently the charges have been dropped. Another shocking twist recently hit this case after Father Claude Guillot, who baptized a 2-year-old, allegedly died by taking himself out and left a chilling suicide note. Wow. He is said to have died from a massive overdose at his home. Claims have been made that he fell out with the Vedovinis before his death, and he was suffering from emotional angst during the saga. The priest was once very close to Emile's grandparents, along with 2 of their 10 adult children. The Vedovini family are all devout Roman Catholics, and at one stage relied on Father Guillot, I'm not very good at French, for their spiritual guidance, including celebrating Mass and hearing confessions. But they fell out after Father provided a photo of Emile to the media in an attempt to try to find the little boy. That's the grandfather. This is the grandmother. Now, I'm not being rude, but isn't she hard-faced? Most of this is repeated. So that's the vicar, the priest. This talks about how his body was found, and this talks about Mr. Vedovini is also under investigation in connection with an entirely different case regarding to SEX at a Roman Catholic school. He was training to be a monk at a boarding school. He was known as Brother Philippe at the time, but denies wrongdoing. Right, so now we're going to get on to my readings. Sorry again if my speech goes, it's my autism. Right, so these were my readings on 2nd of April 2024. And I said way back then, did the police check this derelict house at the time? Just because there was a police car outside doesn't mean they checked it. I bet they didn't. I wonder if these cards mean that he's been kept in a barrel in that house until he was moved recently. Or could have been a fridge, like they're saying. And home came up on a spirit box. Inside. So inside a home. 1st of April 2024. Apparently he was found a mile away from where he went missing. Here are some things I got way back when he went missing that were correct. That's just a screenshot of the photo album, and these are the cards. 13th of July 2023, bones, and his bones were found. Nearby, he was nearby. DNA, I think that's how they had to identify him, or this could possibly be saying someone who shares his DNA is involved. Cover up. This could mean they tried to cover up his body, partially bury it, or the whole thing's a cover up. Clean up time. So someone desperately tried to clean up and hide. These are my dice. We've got Dad, Lies, Hout, which is partially the name of the village. We've got, you can just see Alp there, and it is in the Alps. The name Emile came up. Anton, Vernay. I'm sure that's Vernay's the name of the place. Haute Vernay, yeah, Haute Vernay. And then here's the article going back then. Bones found. Psychic art. Yes, these are terrible drawings, but they come through so quick. I think these are to do with the little French boy. I don't know if these are his parents, as no photos of them have been released yet, or if these are the people that have taken him. So, excuse the art bit comes through really quick. And this is a man and woman I drew. What the heck? This psychic art I did a couple of days ago, and this is little Emile's father. Dad came up on the dice. Quite similar, don't you think? Swap the glasses for sunglasses. Imagine him with thin facial hair. I've even got the wide nose correct, and the chin dimple, also the ruffled thing round his neck. The woman I drew doesn't look like his mother, but apparently his dad has had affairs, so it could be one of his mistresses, or maybe his grandmother. It's not his grandmother on that, not the grandmother we've seen. Uh, 13th July 2023. Crime cards and location cards and dark and light oracle. We've got the field. He was found in a field, apparently. Child. He's a child. Now, saw or heard something they shouldn't. Is this to do with the priest who has to hear confessions? Taken away and lured. Oh, I've taken a photo twice. Bat or wood, and he had facial injuries. bones, or we've done that one. MURDR, one culprit. Whoever did it is sorry. And we got farm, shed or barn, and I forgot to look on the map to see if there was one. Small derelict building. That's the clean-up time card. Now that gave me the creeps, because look at the skull. And a skull was found, and this is on 13th of July, remember. Secrets not talking. Within 100 miles. Nearby. Photograph. Now look at that, 13th of July 2023. And I've just found out today that the priest gave out a photograph of the boy to the press. Helper accessory after the fact, so someone helped. That's the DNA one I showed you before. Barrel or drum I showed you before. With someone else. Soul, save soul. Now that's what a priest would think. Save my soul, wouldn't they? Among, it's someone among the community. Communicate. What do you do when you go and see a priest? And don't they have something called communication? I don't know, I'm not religious. There you go. It said it on 13th of July. Recognition. So the boy would recognise who did it. And on the dice, we've also got parent, a visitor. It would be a visitor to his home or his grandparents' home. Evil, house, grave, jail, bag, cafe. Now, the lady that found his skull had to put it in a bag, and cafe was relevant. I can't remember why. And we've got Moe, nerf. I think they're both French words. I can't remember what for. I did look them up at the time. This is a French word. I can't pronounce it. That was relevant. Butterfly. They called him the butterfly boy. Hill. Oh yeah, Dad lies. Alp. Oh, we've seen this one before. High, Haute, Vernay, Anton, Emile. Done that one. 2nd of April 2024, ex-CIA psychic says he got this info about little Emile. I got way more than that. I can remote view, but I don't do it often as it gives me migraines. This is the first I've heard of a field, but yep, I got the field card. I posted a video yesterday about my hypothesis. Alp's mystery. Remember, Alp came up on the dice. Ex-CIA psychic claims he identified area where missing toddler Emile was found and immediately told the police. Field card, 13th of July. And then it says here, he told the Sun how he identified the area where the body of a 2-year-old was found. Blah, blah, blah. Remote viewing. And then it says, his remains have been discovered in a field that had been scoured for clues shortly afterwards. And he'd showed that he'd located at or in proximity to a field that turned out to be immediately next to the site. 10th of April 2024. Is someone going back and putting more bones there, or did they just miss these two, is what I said. And they said today he was definitely moved. 18th of October 2023. Update. Something made me check up on the case about this little boy at my psychic time, unknowingly as usual. Some relevant words came up on a spirit box session a couple of days ago, and we've got preliminary. They had already done a preliminary search of the lake. Dig. They have now done a dig at a house. Assignments. These are both assignments. Detail. The second lake search was in more detail. Team. A search team was used. 21st of July 2023. Notice how his parents didn't even bother to travel the 200 miles to go and search for him, and notice the name given to him, Butterfly Boy. Remember what I said about the symbolism of butterflies, and butterfly came up on the dice. So you can see they called him Butterfly Boy. Yep, that's it. I'm sure there was more. But, that will do for now. And I'm hoping they do finally work out who did it. But, it's saying it's definitely someone known to him, but it usually is, isn't it?